A lot of people think that if you're going to be a boss, you got to be by yourself. You got to not care about nobody. That's not true. But the question is, how do you love like a boss? Are the people in your life good for you? We're going to talk about it. Cue the music. Today's topic is loving like a boss, head over heart. Now, this comes on the heels of a conversation I had with somebody just yesterday about, they're successful, they're trying to do certain things, and they're not having a lot of success with the dating world. So the thing of it is that we understand if you're a boss or you have that boss mentality, you on your grind, you on your purpose, you out there doing your thing. So you may not have a lot of time for a serious relationship. Some of us, still out there chasing whatever we chasing, enjoying multiple partners, doing what we do. Some of us want a companion. Some of us want somebody who's by our side doing what we do. If you're there in either position or somewhere in between, I'm going to give you 5 tips to understand that person that you're with, if they're good for what you're doing or if they're not. When you should cut the relationship, when you should cut all that nonsense out. Now, this goes past the attraction stage, and you're going to get a lot of people on YouTube talking about, the attraction, how you attract a man, how you attract a woman, when to know she's interested, he's interested, when you know that they're not. This is for a little bit past that. Once you've already established something, whether you're already just getting into something with somebody and you're really attracted to them, or you're already in a relationship. So we're going to get into 5 signs of when you should cut that thing there off, and then how to reestablish who you are as a boss. Because at the end of the day, this is not a relationship kind of a video, but it's more about how to have somebody who complements what you're doing in your circle. So let's get into the first one. The first one should be really obvious. As bosses, the number one thing we value is not money, because we can get that back. We can get a lot of things back. One thing you got to understand when you cut your losses is when someone does not respect your time. I'm going to say that again. Your time. You cannot buy time. You can grind out. You only got 24 hours a day. You only got 7 days a week. You only got 365 days a year unless it is leap year. Okay? So this is the thing. When you're dealing with somebody who understands that you out here grinding, you don't have a lot of time, you working, you trying to build that client, you got to be someplace, and they do not respect your time. It is then time to cut that person off. Because at the end of the day, loving like a boss is understanding that if they don't respect your time, they don't respect what you're trying to do, they don't respect the effort you put into certain things. So at that point, you got to cut those people off. Number 2 goes into the same aspect of the time issue. A person who takes you away from your focus. Now, a person can honestly be there on time, not taken away from certain things, but if they taken away from your focus, these are people who are immature, these are people who are petty, these are people who are very argumentative, they want to dominate certain things. Now, we understand if somebody's really feeling you, that these people will want to have more time with you. And as a boss or somebody with a boss mentality, you constantly moving. You have the shark kind of a mentality where you constantly moving. You can't move or you die. But when somebody takes you away from your focus, from what you're trying to do, why you have to go out there today? Why you have to get on the phone with these people? Why you got to take care of this? We could just chill. Why don't we just stay in for the week? Let's bypass all that. And you are missing all the opportunities you need to get ahead in what you're trying to do. Yeah, you might have to cut that person off and make no qualms about it. Now, it may be hard because you may have grown attached to this person. Shit, even in the situation, even though sometime today in today's society it's not popular, you may even love this person. If they are going to undermine everything that you've put into this endeavor that you're trying to do and try to make you lose your focus, you're going to have to cut them off. Number 3. The next thing is, and this is a really touchy thing, but usually is something that you better figure out early on in what you're doing, is when somebody's just there for money. Now, it doesn't mean that you a puff, that you Rick Ross and you got money to give out like that, whatever case may be. You may have just enough to get ahead. You doing well. I'm in New York, So in New York, if you have your own crib, you have your own whip, maybe you not balling, but you taking care of yourself, which is something that a lot of people cannot say in this city. A lot of people living with parents, a lot of people living with roommates, living with family, whatever case may be, and they have a full-time job. But it's hard to get ahead of you. If you doing that on your own, you got some people that just want the security that comes from the money you have. In turn, when you dealing with somebody and everything revolves around money, you need to cut that loose. I have a comrade that he was dealing with this person, and this chick was so comfortable with dealing with this dude, and maybe he established that dynamic, but that's another video. But it got to the point where she would hit him up early in the morning. Don't say good morning, don't say nothing. Just start off a morning text first thing in the morning. Yo, I need $50 for this. I need $40 for this. I need $100 for this. Do you know what it's like to wake up, you got things on your mind, and somebody hits you up talking about, I need money for this? Not good morning, not how are you, how did you sleep, did you take care of business, are you okay? The first thing out of their mouth is, I need money for this. You got to get rid of people like that, because whatever they're dealing with, you are not the priority. Whatever they're dealing with, whatever they want, whatever they desire is more of a priority, and you are nothing but a means to that end. Number 4, somebody who is not willing to adjust to your lifestyle. Now, we're not saying that just because you're dealing with somebody that instantly, if you're the boss, and this is not gender related, this is not just males, it's also females too, that someone is not supposed to, you're not supposed to adjust to somebody's life. You have to. If you're incorporating somebody in your life, they got issues that you have to adjust to, and just like you do. But the thing of it is this: when you are doing certain things and you're about that boss lifestyle, a person has to get on board with what you're doing. You're not going like in the American Gangster movie. You're not going to, what are you going to do? Like dude told Frank, what are you going to do? Become unsuccessful? You cannot have somebody in your life that's not going to adjust to everything you're doing. If you're dealing with a high value person, you have to adjust to certain things with them. Maybe they have kids, maybe they have their career, they have all these things going on, and hopefully, if you're dealing with a high value person, they do have a career, they do have things going on, and you're going to have to make adjustments to that. But at the same token, they have to adjust to you. And in today's society, you got a lot of people who they claim they want a high value man or a high value woman, but they won't adjust to it. They won't sit back and support what you're doing. They won't come in and say, okay, he has this to do, let me not nag him while he goes out and before he goes out to this big meeting or this big promotion or this big conversation or conference that he's trying to take care of, and make those connections to build this business with which he can give me more stuff or give us more opportunities or give us whatever, right? They don't adjust to things. You know, I've dated several women who at certain times we were trying to get certain things done. They couldn't adjust to it. They still wanted to do certain things. If they wanted to be a part of something, they would still kind of put it on the back burner and not give it the reverence it's deserving. They wouldn't adjust to certain things. The biggest thing you have to understand is a person has to adjust to what you're dealing with. Adjust to being a boss, being a boss. Now let's call it what it is. It may not be that these people are stupid. They just not exposed to that boss lifestyle. If they're not flexible enough in their thinking where they can adjust or are not willing to adjust, you have to get rid of this person. And number 5, if a person is too immature to accept the responsibility and the structure that you have for your life, you need to get rid of them. What does that mean? You deal with a lot of people, and it's not just age. I dealt with a lot of women where there was a great age disparity. And I've also dealt with women who were very close to my age bracket. Immaturity has no number, all right? If a person is immature, then they're going to pout, they're going to do certain things that, you know, they're going to become argumentative, take you off your square. All right, and it goes back to the last one. If they make you lose your focus, immaturity will definitely make you lose your focus. Because if you really are investing in that person, or y'all got certain things that you might have invested in them to build them up, and they act immature, it becomes a big distraction. It takes you off your purpose, because now even if you're not so invested in this situation that they're talking about, now you're upset. Now you got something. It's not even so much that you thinking about the issue that they are dealing with or claiming that they have an issue with. Now it's like, yo, how dare this person say this, that, and third? Yeah, and now you're not focused on bringing your A game to whatever you're trying to do, whether it be work, whether it be school, whether it be a business meeting, whether it be some kind of conference, networking event. You're not on your game. Immature people will take you there. They will do simple, stupid shit that will take you off of your grind. And if they start doing that and they show a propensity to do that, cut them loose. If a person does not motivate you to take care of business first, then you need to cut them. Now, in my case, as a good man, as a man who's about his boss mentality, is always moving on his grind, on his purpose, let me show you how a woman can do the same exact thing, but how she implements it will either promote my ambition or take away from my ambition. A woman can get in the bed with you and understand that you had a rough day, but you overcame, and that's what bosses do. They fix shit. We fix problems. We get handed all the rough shit because, let's call it what it is, you cannot be a champion fighting no bums. You cannot call yourself a boss if you ain't handled no big shit. When you handle big shit, a chick may get in there and say, you know what, I'm gonna fuck the shit out you. You sexy motherfucker, you taking care of business, you on your grind, you deserve to get fucked like this. And I'm like, okay, that's something that will motivate you a little bit further. I'm doing my thing, these are the spoils of that. Now the same exact thing from an immature woman who's trying to take you off your focus. When you trying to get out of bed to do certain things, no, stay here, I want to fuck you, I want to do this, that, and the third. That kind of woman, her mind is, the way she implements it, she has the right idea, but she doesn't know how to implement it. She's trying to take you away from your ambition and your drive. Cut that loose. Now, this is the thing. I'm going to give you a few tips of how you get over these kind of things, because sometimes you have an attachment to these people. You have a very strong attachment, dare I say even love. You have time invested. Sometimes it takes us a longer time to de-invest. We all have that person that we have a soft spot for, right? And maybe we didn't de-invest the time we wanted to, but as a boss you will get it eventually. Just how much are you willing to lose before you actually cut that tie, right? This is the thing. The first thing you have to do to de-invest from that person is weigh everything you accomplished with what this person brings to the table. Now, in the real time, if you really invested, you really care for this person, or you really have strong feelings for this person, that can be difficult because you always looking at them. And that's another hint that you should de-invest with from that person. But if you can turn that inward and say, you know what? It ain't about them. I just spent 7 years in school. I just spent countless money and countless hours, countless time trying to build this to get to this point, to meet with these people to the point where I'm on a first name basis, cell phones, contacting people, access to people that most people will only see on television or only hear about, don't even know about, worked in a company with for 20 years, never saw them beside the signature on their check, and I have that access, and this person is jeopardizing that. It becomes real easy. Second thing, understand that whatever you have, you can attract it again. If you have manifested a certain caliber of woman or a certain caliber of man, and they are not what you need them to be, at that point you have to understand that it's not a good fit. You can attract it again. Have confidence in you. It's about you. It's not about this person. We sometimes get in that headspace, damn, I don't want this person to leave. Damn, I don't want to lose this person. But this is the thing. If they are counterproductive to what you're doing, then at that point you have to understand that you don't need them there because they jeopardize. They're clear and present danger to everything that you've accomplished. The third thing you have to understand, and this is a tip to getting through it, and you have to look at it logically, is that at the end of the day, maybe the time is not right. It could be the right person. You could have that strong connection. You could have that strong feeling. They could check all the boxes. Sometimes you have to understand that the time is not right. So no matter what you say, no matter what you do, if the time is not right, they will not hear you. They will not respond in a way that is beneficial to y'all going forward. So if that's the case, sometimes you have to check out just in order to get things to go forward. If it's meant to go forward, it will find you. If it is not meant to go forward, you have to let it go, because it's going to leave no matter what you do. That's what the saying means. If you want to keep something, sometimes you have to let it go. Now, I want you guys to understand something. If you're really, really lamenting over something, understand that if a person is really there for you, then at that point, everything that they do is going to be about you. It's going to be zero effort given, at least in that situation. There's never going to be such thing as when you're dealing with two people that they're so harmonious that they're not going to have issues or have challenges. But when it comes to the major things, there should be zero effort. You should be on the same page. And if you're not on the same page, you need to get rid of it, and you need to start thinking logically and boss up, as the saying goes. Just remember at all times, do remember this. The thing that attracted that person to you was that you were on your purpose, you had an ambition, you had a singular goal, and they initially wanted to get on that train because they felt that you were attractive enough to follow you and be attracted to you, and then your mentality and your ambition is what got them there. If you allow them to take you off of your grind, you are instantly playing into that same thing that you're trying to avoid. You are causing the demise to some degree of what you're doing. So if you ain't going to your job, you ain't keeping yourself up, you ain't trying to get those contracts, you ain't trying to get those deals going, then at that point what they're allowing you to do is to help them make yourself less attractive. So remember those time frames and those things that all those things play a very big part in their own exodus out of your life. Loving like a boss comes down to head over heart, because at the end of the day, this is who you are, a top-down thinker. So if you are a top-down thinker, like I tell women many times, keep me in the headspace where I'm feeling you and I'm reacting off certain things with you on an emotional level, because as soon as it becomes logical, then that's a bad sign. It's not going to end well for what we're doing. As always, this is your boy, LaSalle, the M.B.A. And I end you as I always do. If it ain't about $1, it don't make no motherfucking sense. If you like the video, please like it. Send us your support. Like the video, subscribe it, share it with people who may need it. Sometimes you may need this message. You may need this motivation. Sometimes you're going through certain things. And if you're going through an issue like this, where it don't kind of fit into the fuck boy, fuck girl situation, it don't quite fit into the red pill, blue pill situation, this may be something in the middle ground that speaks directly to you. I hope it helps you. If it helps somebody that needs to hear it, share it. I'll holler at you soon.